I got, there is a scripture in the Bible, and it's really funny. All my life, the Bible hasn't changed. It's been the same. And there are a lot of references in the Old Testament prophecies about my children in Ethiopia and all of this that I'd never even read until recently. Didn't even know they were there. These scriptures were there.
But see,
And
white
they're
folks
there.
know those scriptures.
Huh?
The white folks know them. They know the scriptures. They know what's supposed to happen. They already read. That's why they were trying to keep us in the dark.
Well, I was in the dark, but I read this. They said, you know, in how the Lord would bless his children from Ethiopia. They would come back on wings of whatever. And I said, wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, but I don't know where I read it, but I used to read the Bible a lot. But I couldn't tell you the scripture I read it. But
What do you think about all this? They talking about he's the Antichrist.
Oh, they just scared.
Yeah, they said there's no way he could rise up that fast.
That fast.
I said God can do that just like the devil could do it.
And no way that he'd have all these. And what really ticked him off when he went to Europe and got that response.
Right. They like.
That really ticked him off. And the other guy, Mr. What's his name? Who's running against him? McCain. McCain was saying, you know, that he's like a rock star.
Yeah.
Now, if that had been McCain getting that reception,
right,
he wouldn't have called it a rock star.
No. But you know what's so funny is...
You have any bread here?
Bread. Sit down.
Because Oscar and I could eat, but we had to eat real lightly because I had to work after I ate.
Okay, I'm getting you a salad.
Well, they had a light.
They had a light lunch. I had a little. I had a little bitty cup, about that big, of wild rice soup. And then we had a salad. But Oscar, you had a sandwich. I didn't have
I had a sandwich. Yeah, it was nice.
I didn't have a sandwich because I was afraid to eat and talk at the same time. So I didn't want to do that.
Wild rice. What was that like? Wild rice soup.
Yeah, it was wild rice soup.
It tastes like really rice.
Yeah, it tastes like rice, but it got a lot of brown rice and all that mixed up in it. Probably healthier for it.
It's pretty good, dude.
Yeah, it was good.
The chicken.
It looks good.
Yeah, you know, I was telling somebody, you know, the main thing was moving the poor people's up is people now getting to where they're putting it in the public. What's wrong? What we need, you know, what we need, what the people's doing.
Probably
so they don't want to take the blame.
You say problem, nobody's problem.
I knew I can't eat bacon, but
yeah, they don't want to take the blame for the wrongdoing. So they'd rather be not to let them know I'm doing it. You know, so try to stay out the spotlight.
But Obama and his wife, they look presidential.
That's it.
They look like they fit right in the White House.
Yeah,
but there got to be some people just can't go to sleep at night thinking.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying about.
And that's why I think that the other guy going to be president by default. McCain. Because white people don't even want him, and they even like Barack Obama, but they don't have the mindset of a black person running this country. And they just don't know what else to do, and they'd rather vote for
an idiot.
But he got a lot of them on his side, though.
Yeah.
If they stick with him all the way through.
If they stick with him in the polling booth. But I know, like, unfortunately, like in Tulsa, boy, except for the black people, that's not fair, because there are a lot of white people voting there. But comparatively speaking, he has hardly no support in Oklahoma.
Obama?
You know what?
Because they ain't had that many black people there.
Yeah.
But now all the wealthy, where his support is in Tulsa, his support is in OU, where the colleges and things are.
With the young kids.
Where people, even adults who think, they kind of like him, but if you don't have to think, then they're for McCain.
Yeah.
But because, you know, you have to kind of listen closely to what Barack Obama said, because he's so professorial, you know, when he talks.
I think that's another problem white people have. He's educated.
Yeah. And he can answer any question.
Right.
And they're not used to asking any questions. And Mrs. Obama can answer any question. And that's kind of too much for them at one time.
Yeah, that's why I think they just can't handle that, you
Yeah.
know. How you taking what we are saying?
Does it seem like I'm taking?
Her to be president so that could override his problems that he had brought into her life.
Right.
If that would have given her a whole new plateau that would have almost diminished this other. And I think that's why he was so, if I can get her here, then maybe I can live down this other.
Right.
And
No, as long as he can think. And that just says he ain't gonna let it down.
so
Because people ain't gonna let it go.
now they brought it back up with John Edwards now, so he's back up again. So they,
Yeah, yeah. Well, John Edwards.
Lil Johnny disappointed me.
Oh my gosh. Did that disappoint you or what?
Me and Barbara was somewhere in Kansas, and I was sick. No, I wasn't sick, I wasn't feeling good or something. And it came on the news, and I was on the phone talking to somebody long distance, and my mouth, I just went. And Barbara said, "Don't you talk?" I said, "Yeah, but don't you see what's on the television?"
What he did?
He had an affair,
Oh,
and supposedly a child. He denied the child,
Yeah.
but the mother says she will not have a test to prove who's the father.
And I guess it makes bad because his wife had cancer.
Right.
That made her guilty anyway.
Well,
But
that's what we
Nobody
think.
ever say.
His wife's sick though.
Is that the photographer?
I guess that's the one his wife's
Yeah.
sick
She
in
had
South
baby
Carolina.
back.
yeah,
No.
that's who it is.
Well, things like that, it's kind of, it was
Time will
sticking
figure
what
out,
he's trying to do.
you do things with it, but it's always in the mind of somebody, sometime it's coming out.
So I sure hope, I said to myself, I sure hope Barack Obama had gone into every corner of his closet from the day he was born to right now.
Well, they sure will find
If
it.
he hadn't, I
They're
guarantee
gonna sure
you-
find it.
But I think that's why they started attacking her, because they couldn't find anything on him.
Who did they start
Someone's
attacking?
wife?
His wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but she's a angry black woman. She's a what she said. She called somebody whitey in a speech she made. I mean, you know, there's all kinds of little stupid stuff.
Yeah, but they had something out on him last night and night before last. They brought his thing from a child on up through.
That was
Yeah,
that
that was
crazy Arthur.
Did y'all hear?
The slip boat man.
Oh, yeah. That young guy. This is a young guy,
Yeah.
too. I was
He's
surprised.
not young.
The guy who wrote the book?
Yeah, he's not young.
The big head guy.
Is he young?
Oh, I don't know his age,
He's
but
like in his 50s.
I call that young Loretta. Everybody's not your age.
It's where you're standing.
Everybody's not your age, Loretta.
Yeah, they had a thing about, and I listened to some of it, I said people always can find the rough stuff to bring up.
But I wonder who he's going to choose as his vice president. I hope it's somebody he hadn't even thought of. I just hope it's shortlist. I just hope it's somebody that we haven't even thought of as a potential possibility.
You know what, I was going to
Yes,
mix this up, but I think I just want to mix it all.
there was no accident. Nobody pulled.
No, I see it actually. But the rain was kind of bad and spotty. Yeah. Hard. I mean, you literally could get out of the car and walk beside the car if you wanted to. It was so slow. No, just so slow.
Yeah.
You said that was getting money then, because that gas is another thing.
Yeah,
What is the gas up there where you're by?
I think premium, the one right before premium.
That's
Not regular, but that other one, that 80, about 90, yeah. I think it's like $3.59.
yeah. It's come down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has, it's come down.
But what I don't understand, what kind of game were they playing with the diesel fuel? I don't understand that.
Oh,
I know crippling the nation.
think about it.
Yeah, because that's just really crippling the nation. So I guess if they want to cripple the nation, that's what they do, to keep the diesel fuel up.
But
That's what
You pay
that
for it
impacts on everything.
you're paying that high price for diesel.
Just don't seem like
Every time you go buy a pair of shoes,
Right.
every
That's what
time
I'm
you go
saying.
to a
That's what
restaurant,
cripple our nation.
Every time you
Yeah.
buy anything,
Right.
you're paying for the shipping
Right.
of that product, and it's put in the
Right.
diesel fuel.
Right. And that's what I agree. That's I say that was the thing. The gas, just regular gas people drive use. That impacts a little bit, but that diesel fuel impacts. It has a ripple effect.
Right. You can't get around diesel.
And you remember diesel used to be so low. People used to went out and buy diesel cars because they said the gas was so cheap.
Now they done got the diesel car.
Yeah, and the diesel.
I rode in a car in Ohio. My cousin up there, one of those hybrid cars. I'd never been in one before. They get like 50 miles a gallon. It's an ugly car.
Well, it's really,
It's really. But it has a little like a computer in front of you, and you can actually see when it's moving from gas to electricity.
Yeah.
It shows you, like it's like two different operating systems. One operates on gas, one operates on electric.
They come to the table, Loretta.
No, stay there, Daddy. Stay there.
We already tabled.
Pancho, I mean,
Oh.
Pancho.
I'm on.
You want
I
some
have to go.
to drink? Okay, I know, Daddy.
Well, I'm going to take you back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You guys want a soda?
You just can't have dairy?
Can't have dairy.
Oh, because
Lactose.
lactose. That's gotta be hard not to have any dairy, because sometimes I think if I don't have dairy, but that means you couldn't have that cheese.
I know. I suffer.
Does it, does everybody suffer or just you suffer?
What do you mean, my whole family?
No, when you say lactose intolerant. No, is it like?
Does it cause what do you call it?
No. For me, I have to go to the bathroom a lot.
Oh.
And my stomach hurts.
Oh, okay. That's
It just hurts.
Sometimes it does me like that. Sometimes I think I am lactose intolerant because it just, some things will do me like that. Ice cream does me like that sometimes, but not every time.
But see, cheese is not as bad. But
Cheese
ice cream,
never does.
just don't even think of drinking milk.
And milk will do me like that if I just drink it straight.
Hello. Yeah.
But if I don't drink, if I drink it with something, then it won't.
What am I doing?
But if I just drink it,
if I do with cereal, so I have to have that.
I'm at Loretta's house.
They tell me that soy milk
Clifton's over here.
is not a problem. But soy milk for me was. It did me the same as the regular.
Yeah.
So one of our friends of ours, we were at home fellowship at Jill's house. Jill had suggested that we get goat milk. That's what she had to get for her kids. They were all lactose intolerant. So
I think I might have some.
It smelled so bad I couldn't even drink it.
Really?
Yeah. She said, doesn't really smell good. But I didn't think it smelled that bad. And Barbara bought it. So you don't need to do this.
So you just don't. Do you
So
do cereal?
I don't do cereal.
Oh, okay.
And I love cereal. I don't do it. And another
But can
thing,
you take something?
well, see, that's what there is a pill you can take, and I just never bought them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can buy a pill.
She bought it.
For,
Yeah, it's because I know
because sometimes you just don't want to, like when you're going out with, that's the only thing with me.
milk,
Sometimes
ice
when
cream,
you're going out with other people.
and is the big thing. And sometimes the way Barbara makes macaroni and cheese. Because
I got some by it, but I don't think I don't have the latest thing on.
She put everything in I can eat. And Marshall is the same way. He doesn't care.
Oh.
I mean, he just eat it. But I do care. Because it's hurting me too bad in my stomach. That's not
Calling, making those calls, I can also tell that, like you say, it's a lot of people that just, like sometimes you'll call and they say, I don't either one of them, because they can't. It's like they know McCain is a loser, but they don't want to make that leap and vote for Obama. So.
And it doesn't matter that his grandma is white. It's that idea, the mere fact that you got this one little half ounce of whatever, in this case half of this gene pool, I suppose is black. But that taints their opinion because for many people, it's not intelligence that's matter, it's the color that matters.
Yeah.
And
But what do you think? What do you think? Even if you know, and I think it would be, I don't know. Would you think it'd be a bigger difference if he looked more white? He still had the same, but if he looked more white, just having that. Just like I was trying to think of somebody that has it's half black and white, half, but they look more white.
Like that guy was at that meeting today.
yeah, I see. I try to figure out if he's white or black. I'm gonna call him and ask him tomorrow. Want to take a wager?
You gonna call him and ask him?
Not him, ask the lady.
Oh.
Right?
I think he's. No, I don't. I thought it was white. He could be. You know, he could have black in him, but I.
Man, you know, he may only have a half an inch of black, but
But sometimes people are white and they've been brought up in black neighborhoods, and so they.
I was saying. I think he.
That's what I
think he came up around black, so he just. You know.
So they have.
because he's mentored 5 black boys, and he drove them to Langston, that's in Oklahoma, to black school there, got them registered and everything, and I'm not saying that white people would not do that, because I know there are white people who've done things similar, and so that's not it. But the way he talked about Langston and stuff like that, and when I was talking, I watched him one time, Oscar. He was sitting. I mean, he was just like, I'm saying, and I thought, I don't know if this guy. And remember that, you know, there were like 3 white ladies. You know, 2 from our table behind us,
Right.
and 1 over there, a ways. And there was no question in my mind that they were white. I mean, they were very pleasant, very nice, very courteous, but it never occurred to me that they had any hint of black in them. Now, when I first saw him, I had no problem. I think he's probably white.
Yeah,
I think he's probably
I don't know
white.
where
But
he-
maybe you're right. Maybe he grew up
around.
in a way that his color does not define his life, and it kind of throws you off because
Yeah.
you're expecting a certain action to correspond with the color, and that's what throws me because he doesn't have that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas the white ladies, I think they fit in very well because it's like only about 60 people there, and if he's white, then 4 white people. The other 3 were women, other people who were white, and very nice, but there was no question in my mind that they were white.
But see, he also, the superintendent in there is black, a black lady. He's assistant superintendent. So, you know, so now he's assistant superintendent, plus I just feel like he got a job to do. You know, this way it just seemed like he's on a mission.
Well, I mean, when he first came there, I saw there's the white guy. But I think now that I remember asking the technician lady, because there was a slide. If it was going to be all black, I was going to use one of those other slides because anytime there are white people in the group, it's important for me to talk about that subject of inclusivity, and especially as it relates to what's going on in schools and things like that. But I wasn't going to waste that slide if it was all black audience.
Right.
And she said, no, I think she said the assistant superintendent was white. That would have been him, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But this black lady, the superintendent, Dr.
But that doesn't mean that he's white because she thinks he's white. You know, because she could not know. Because I'm just saying he could be, like you say, he got 1% black in him. He's considered black in that sense.
Well, I put my foot way down my throat. What you just said, I said, why? Because she's not black. She's not white.
Oh.
And I talked my way out of it. I don't remember what I said, but I was so taken back because I thought she was white. And she was from some little southern town, and the way she told me is almost like her mother worked for someone, and she was the result of that work. That's because but you know, she's like an older lady now, like maybe in her 50s. Notice that, older in her 50s, and but she looked very, very, very white. I mean,
You know what though? But
So did you find out whether her mother was white or black?
Her father was black, white.
Her father was white.
because she said her mother worked
Worked for
somewhere, and she
somebody.
was the result of the work.
But that don't mean that the white mother could have been white.
No, but if she's 50, okay.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but see, I didn't want to assume
if
that.
I worked somewhere and my mother worked somewhere and she was a result of the work. If she
That's the
worked
obvious.
Somewhere, that's the obvious.
That's
yeah.
the obvious. Yeah.
And it would have had to been at least 50 years ago
Right.
that she worked somewhere.
Yeah, it's kind of
Where
obvious.
she would be working.
And she was like Holly Springs, Mississippi, somewhere like that. I think it's in Mississippi. We were in either, we weren't in New York, but it was in some state far removed from the South. So that's what she said. So.
Yeah.
And I usually pride myself being able to tell who's white and who's black. When I had my sleep apnea test, this white guy was, I don't know if you ever had one before, but you feel like a Martian. I mean, they got tubes and stuff plastered to your head and hair. And first of all, they have to do like 4 things coming out of your head, where white people's hair is not quite as close together, and you can kind of take them and nicely move them apart. And so this white guy, he was trying to be nice, he couldn't, and he kept the wood beads stick. And I said, I guess you're not used to this kind of hair. And he said, well, yeah. I said, but don't worry, I'm going to make it work. I said, well, if you want to get some hair that's closer to yours, I said, go right back here. That's where my white people live. He cracked up. I said, that's the only place they'll show up is right back here. Yeah, I understand. If you want to stick it as I can, it's cracked up now. I said, that's where the white people in my family live, right back here.
That's good.
That was funny.
But I mean, they had tubes. And I don't see how they can intelligently test, because if you got that many tubes attached to you, that takes you out of normalcy like